You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes. We would also be forced to raid our reserves. To balance the budget as required by law, our preliminary budget takes the only path within our control, the second path. The options of the second path are the options of last resort.
All right, listen up. This is insane to me. Just when I think how badly Canada is, I say to myself, at least we're not New York. This came straight out of New York City's housing apparatus from Sia Weaver, the tenant director under Mayor Zoran Mamdani. She says the quiet part out loud.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good.
Translation, your house isn't really yours. Your equity, conditional. Your deed, revocable. Then comes the real tell. She openly admits that home-owning families, especially white families, are going to have to rethink their relationship to property.
And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Not Wall Street, not hedge funds, you, the person who saved, sacrificed, and signed a mortgage. This isn't about affordability. If it were, you'd hear talk of banning corporations from single-family homes, killing speculative hoarding, or actually enforcing zoning sanity. Instead, the solution is simple. Make ownership itself the problem. That's not a housing reform. That's an ideological land grab. It's the slow death of the American dream repackaged as shared equity, sold by people who will never give up their power, their assets, or their security. And before anyone shrugs this off, remember who said it and where they sit. This is policy direction. This is the blueprint. So here's the real question. If your home isn't yours, who exactly is it for? And the next question is for me personally. Who the fuck voted for this guy?
I think what a lot of people need to understand is that New York City is now basically a third world dumping ground. So it is basically a place where every low IQ, semi-literate person from all over the planet is going to get dumped into because they can get, government money, they can get resources, they can get free whatever. And when you look at the election of Zoran Mamdani, if native-born Americans were counted solely in the vote in that election, Cuomo would have won. So Mamdani, 45% of the people that voted for him are literally not from this country. And a large percentage of people that are in New York City at this point are not from this country. And that number is only growing and growing and growing. It's like only going to get worse. So what I think a lot of people really need to start coming to terms with is the fact that kind of like old school, glamorous, New York City, like you can still find pockets of it, of course. You can still go see Broadway, Fashion Week is still here. All of those things are still here and they're not going away. But for the most part, it has turned into and will continue to turn into basically a dumping ground for everyone from the third world. And I'm sorry to say, guys, it ain't going back.
I'm trying my best to not fall into the divide and conquer tactics. But there is an evil game being played in New York City. Yes, New York City has always been a melting pot But the foundational blacks who originated in New York City, who built New York City, is definitely being ran out of New York City. For those of y'all that don't know what the word FBA, foundational black, mean, that means the people who are indigenous to this land. Our ancestors, we were born here. We were bred here, we were born here. We are the ones, when we say we New Yorkers or we come from America, we are those who, when things hit the fan, we don't pick up and run to another country, to another island, and go over there and take over their lands and say, we love New York. No. We stick it through the mud. But we already seen what the Democratic Party did, as well as the Republican Party, when they took these border jumpers, the illegals, released them from every prison where all the slums is at around the world, and dumped them into New York City. We've seen budgets and budgets and budgets of money pouring out to them and nothing coming to us. Now we got a mayor that has been elected that nobody, I mean, when I say nobody that I speak to in New York City that's American, not an islander, not coming from a different country, don't know where this man came from or how he got in office. We don't know. But what we do know is that the cost of living, rent is getting ready to go up. Because if you raising the rent on the taxes on the landlords, right? If you, the homeowners, that's barely making it, barely surviving, barely eating. It's like anybody that's poor or middle class that's actually getting to a bag or getting ready to get to a bag. You sitting there, you got your bag of potato chips, you about to go into your bag of potato chips, and it's like the elite is snatching that bag. And all along, they're sitting up there like Trump and everybody else bragging about they don't pay taxes. But they squeezing all the juice out of the middle class and the poor. Meanwhile, I don't like to play military mind games and divide and conquer games when it comes to the poor. But the reality of it is I can't lie to black people of America, especially in New York. Nobody likes us. These people that's coming over from Africa to the Bronx, they don't like us. These people that's coming from the Dominican Republic, they don't like us. These people that's coming from Haiti, they don't like us. The brothers that's coming from Jamaica, they don't like us. Nobody likes us. Everybody is coming over to New York City, getting into apartments that we can't get into, getting into stores, businesses, opening them up that we can't open up. It's like we've been red taped. And if they ain't red taping us, we red taping each other. The question is, New York City, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Harlem, Manhattan. Yeah, because that's separated. Harlem is the heart of the city. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? New York City is being shaped and molded into Gotham City. I've been saying this for years. New York City is becoming Gotham City. Either we are going to figure something out as New Yorkers, or you might as well save your money and move to the countryside and create your own city. New York City is a sinking ship. To anybody that's still in New York City, my advice to you is to get out anyway, because we already on the brink of World War III. In every country that we are beefing at, missiles is pointed to us first. But y'all gotta let me know in the comment section. Do y'all think New York City is worth fighting for? Or is it time for us to pack our bags and relocate? I mean, the reality of it is, New York City is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But at the same time, the cost of living is too much. The crime rate is getting ready to go up. And when people can't find nothing else to eat, they start to eat each other. Don't let that go over your head. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. And pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. I'm out.